Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. This is officially the beginning of our perfect grade build. If you didn't watch the video that I put out for my Patreon backers yesterday and for anybody else that want to watch it today, crazy, interesting news. I'm sorry, I don't like to use the word crazy, but bizarre, wonderful news. We are building this Wing Gundam Zero Custom. I'll put her up there. This is the construction manual. Oh, hello. Hello, Ronald. Yeah, don't watch wrestling. Nothing good can come of that. Hello. Yes, hello, everybody. Especially about hello, Johnny. So, yes, welcome. Oh, Harold is hosting the stream. That's very nice, Harold. Thank you. So, hello and welcome to this build stream. I don't want to lose these screws. So, a little bit about this. We'll wait for a few more people to join us before we dig in. So, if you didn't watch the video, you don't know. Okay. So, we normally build master grade kits on this stream. Master grade is a sweet spot. Real grade is kind of interesting. It's the 144 scale. Master grade is the 1/100 scale. So we do that. Hello, Harold. But we've never built perfect grade. Perfect grade is the top, the tippy top, the best. I built one time in my life. I built the original perfect grade for the Wing Gundam. Which is not what we're doing here. This is a pretty modern version of this. So we built the Wing Gundam before. This is the one from Endless Waltz. This is the one with the feathered wings. In this case, let me dig around for it. Our feathered wings have metal in them. And they are many, many, many of them. It'll be a while before we see these again. Anyway, so perfect grades are definitely better than TNA. Yeah, I agree. So there's a lot to this kit, right? There's sheets that go all the way up to V. There are so many bags like this. So many bags numbered that are just full of screws. Okay, here you go. Here's bag 5. It's just washers. It's just a bag, or bolts, not washers. Just nuts and bolts, and there's so much to this. So here, officially, before we begin our build, shout out to Steve Lynn, who is incredible. Steve purchased this off my Amazon wishlist. More about that later. But I have another video that I'm going to post tomorrow for my Patreon. It'll be up on Saturday for everybody else, of 2 more kits. Basically, my Patreon backers, I built a I did a video with a Q&A, and I talked about what I would like to do this year, and I mentioned I'd love to build a perfect grade, and then I mentioned 2 model kits I really wanted to build, one of which I was probably just going to buy anyway for myself. And then those kits all got bought. It's incredible. Let's get into it. Yeah, so there's some sort of LED component to this that I don't know anything about. Like, I'm going to have to do the research. But, yeah, the wing I put together didn't have so much hardware. This is 160 scale. It's going to be big. Here's how big the wings are. The wings are very large. I've been told that I have to go and buy a stand. I'm going to have to buy a stand for this, because when I put the wings on, it will not stand up on its own. That's how big this thing's going to be. Monstrous. The box is huge. I can't wait. Let's get into it. So thanks for joining me on this one. Let's get into the main feed here. Okay, so tools of the trade. Of course, we got our snipper clips. Put those up there. Snipper clips. We've got a little bit of new hardware. We've got a screwdriver that actually fits the screws we're going to be using. So I got this Phillips here from a tool kit. It's going to be very nice. And then also from a tool kit, I've got this flathead screwdriver, which I'm going to use for puncturing holes in bags, so I don't have to open the whole bag. I can just puncture it a little bit, pull out what I need. And also, I'm most likely going to need this a lot for jamming tiny pieces into other slightly bigger pieces. I expect I'm going to need that. And then, of course, our file, our sandpaper file. So let's get building. I built a couple little things just because I wanted to get my hands warm. for this kit because I did a Lego set before, so I wanted either. We're doing 2 times, so I'm building everything in steps. We did that step, and then we're going to build the bottom one. We're using L. So basically, I'm going to build this, then switch over, build the other one, and build them all at the same time. Anytime it says time 2, I'm going to do it right at the same time. Because that will, once I learn it, it'll be way quicker to do the other half. So we need 29, 17, 18. So a master grade normally takes, for me anyway, a master grade for me takes 3 of these shows. So that's about 4.5 hours, give or take, really like 4 hours. Let's say it takes 4 hours. This will take longer. How much longer? I do not know. I just literally have no idea because, like I said, it's way more involved than the previous perfect grade I did. And of course, when I built it, I wasn't on a live stream talking to people and trying to keep up with chat and all that and making mistakes and fixing my mistakes. So I honestly have next to no idea of how long this is going to take to build. It could be, I mean, obviously it's going to go into February because we're almost at the end of January. But yeah, I have no idea how long this is going to take. I can't wait to build it, though. I'm so excited, and I'm so happy that you've come to watch this with me and join in on the journey. I hope everyone's doing okay this Thursday evening. Throw a Bear Cave emote in there if you are a subscriber. If you're waiting for that other emote that's coming, that's going to come for a $10 backer, I've got to bug my designer about that. I want Alexandra to finish so that I can get that out to people. Okay, that was the wrong piece. I pulled 19 out when I shouldn't have. I'm going to put that aside. I needed 29. I already made a mistake, but luckily that mistake was just pulling the wrong piece. All right. Yeah, 1 year later. I hope not. Hello, Zorbs. Welcome. Perfect grade at one point. Right now I'm unbuilding a bedroom to put smaller computer desk on my old computer to get a little workspace. Ah, yes, the importance is very important to have a good workspace. I'm finally starting to get settled running things off my desktop. This is finally kind of where I want to be as far as my setup. I think I'm happy with the setup right now. But obviously there's more that could be done to kind of maximize my space. But right now, I'm pretty pleased with what I've got. All right. So we're going to assemble this piece here. This looks like this goes in here so that this can slide up and down, is my assumption. You know, at this stage, I'm not even sure what I'm building. I know this is obviously the Wing Gundam. I'm well aware of that part of it. But as far as, like, what this is going to look like when it's done, like what even this piece is, all that stuff, like it's kind of like, okay, I kind of have an idea what I'm doing here, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll figure out as we go. That's kind of where we're at. All right, so these snap together here. Let's get that together, and then we're going to clean this up. Yeah, Zorb. So this is part of a toolkit that has a bunch of different sizes and like a couple more shapes. This one here will be used for screws because there are a lot of screws in this kit, and this one is mainly for poking and maybe poking holes in things, and then also placement. Because I've been using my snipper clips now and again for when I need to put something somewhere, and that is not my preferred method. So this will be a lot better. All right, so now we built this out one way. We're gonna build it for the other. So we're gonna put that there, and then we'll put that there. There are so many steps here. It's going to take a little while. I have a nice backlog now of kits because I got 3, including this set in the mail. So I am good on kits for a little bit, which is very nice. I will try using my desktop for filming the next. Oh, cool, yeah. Hello, Ben. Welcome. You have a whiteboard, corkboard, and a giant bomb. Nighthawk's poster on the wall besides the computer will sit. Oh, nice. That's very cool. Yes, Zorbs. This is the Wing Gundam Perfect Grade. Now, the Wing Gundam, to be fair, to be completely clear, this is the Wing 0 Custom. so that means it's from Endless Waltz, but I'm probably just going to call it the Wing Gundam the whole time. So this is the Wing Gundam. It's actually the prototype one that they rebuilt and used later in the series. It's the one. It does not transform into a jet. It has 2 guns. It's in a, and this is the 160 scale, perfect grade that Steve Lin, forever friend of the channel, purchased, which he should not have, and I'm thrilled he did. I like that Steve uses his money for nonsense and great things. I believe the Game Preservation Society was looking to get something on eBay that Steve just put the, like, buy it now on out of the goodness of his heart, because Steve Lin, a friend of the Giant Bomb, friend of this site as well, a friend of us, also, like, is the arcade person, the person if you need an arcade cabinet in San Francisco. Steve is the person that you contact. Knows what's up. But yeah, purchase this kit. Should not have. It's wonderful. It's great. I'm thrilled. But it's this was a lot of money. This is quite a bit of capital I spent on this. Steve is the man. You're right. Play Games Patty. Steve is 100% the man. Steve uses his money for ridiculous things that for other people, and I really appreciate it. And his own bizarre collection of stuff. All right, so we pulled 19 out before, so 19 and 20 we need, and we'll assemble some stuff and put our first screws in. So that'll be good. All right, so 19 and 20. 20 goes on this side, and as always, we'll build it. We'll do our best to make sure that we're doing it right. And then we'll do it on the other side, and any issue that we had on the first side, we'll have figured out by the time we get to the second side of it, the other side of it, since we're building in tandem. All right, and then this goes over this, and then that goes like this. My apologies, as always. Sometimes these things take a little while, as I'm just trying to figure them out, because it's the first time doing it, so I don't know. And then this goes into that. All right, yeah, I think I figured this out, and I'm gonna try to build in a spot where you can see what I'm doing. I've got to work around a lot here, because this is pretty intricate work. I'm actually curious to see how well this works on a stream. If I can be understood and still build what I need to build and be entertaining and do all the things you need to do to be a competent streamer. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Let me get back to the chat here. Well, I appreciate everybody in chat saying nice things. That's nice. Yeah, it's 160s orbs. This is a big model. We all thought the ATST that we built the last couple streams, that Lego kit was tall. This is pretty big. All right, so we're going to finish assembling this here, and then we're going to do our first screw to keep it in place. So that's that. That was 19 and 20 on the page right here. Okay, great. All right, so yeah, we got to put a screw in here to keep things in place. So that screw goes in here. So we will try to use a little bit of magnetism. Oops. All right, so what we'll do is we'll just place it, and then we will screw it in. The only screws I've done for these kind of sets have been the master grades for the X line, or not the X line, I'm sorry, the G line, the Shining and Master Gundam from G Gundam, because that era they had screws in them, and then they kind of stopped. They pulled back from that, but they are back for master grades because there's just so much that you can't just have plastic on plastic. You gotta do a little extra work. All right, so we're gonna quickly screw that in, and then we will rebuild this thing identically with the other side. And great. Alright, so let's screw it in. We did that, and then we'll do the exact thing on the other side. Yeah, it's going to be very big. There's no doubt about it, y'all. This is going to be a tall kit that we have once it's all said and done. Yeah, so thanks for joining me. As always, send me a tweet at twitter.com/PatBaer if you're building anything, if you're doing any model kit building, assembly, doing any painting, you're making, you're doing anything like that. This was bought off my Amazon wish list. I put a few more things on the wish list. I put some action figure model kits the Bandai makes. I put a couple Star Wars ones up there. I'm probably going to put some Dragon Ball Z ones later too, because I've seen those in person, and those look really cool. So yeah, I've got an outfit, and obviously, like, it's not a huge priority at the moment to have a bunch of new kits waiting for me because of y'all's generosity. I now have some kits to build, even when this one's done. The Lego set, the hover tank, what I'm most likely going to do is I'm going to do the hover tank off stream and record it into 2 videos, which will go up on my go up as content for when I am in Emerald City Comic Con at the beginning of March. So that way there's something up the 2 days that I'm going to miss, because I leave here on a Wednesday and I come back on a Monday morning. Leaving Sunday night, coming back on Monday morning. So I won't be able to stream that weekend, and that I want you all to have something. So I'm probably going to record the hover tank video, which I'll say this, my Patreon, never interested in that hover tank. I've put it up to a vote a couple times to be like, hey, and it's like it's never won the vote. So I don't think there's a lot of excitement on it, but should be a pretty fun Lego build. So I'll do that in my off time. Do you need to paint Gunpla? I've made a ton of war modeling, and painting is the least fair part. So the nice thing, Play Games Patty, also hello and welcome. It's a new name. I haven't seen that before, so welcome to the channel, to this stream. So I don't paint anything. I don't even apply stickers. A lot of people do. I do the decal sticker work for Lego because it's a lot more give and take, whereas the sticker for Gundam, I don't apply. I would need an X-Acto knife, and I wouldn't do it on stream because it would be so involved. But I know there are plenty of people who do that, and they do paint, they sand it and pre-spray, and they do all kinds of stuff. But for me, the especially kits made in the 2000s and later, maybe the earlier kits you'd want to, but the 2000s plus kits just look so good. They put so much effort into the plastics and the coloring. Yes, hello. You don't have to do it all original Lucas there. Yeah, I mean, they don't. Bina's right. You don't need to. Okay, so we finally finished half of step 1 twice, obviously. And now we're going to do, so we need L15 and L16 combined together. And then we'll put that onto L15 and L16, come together like so. And they fit into... Just trying to make sure I do this right. Oh, they go like that, and then I have to put a screw, which is these screws here, 3. So they bag them together and they label all the bags. So I used 9 just recently, so I got to go to 3, which now I know by process of elimination are these, which is good. That's helpful. So you're not using the wrong screws. And they've got washers built in, and then I need to open bag 5. So I'm going to put a puncture towards the top and just kind of open it up, but not open up too much, because I don't want them all to spill out. And then I can get myself, I'm going to need 2 of these. So I can pull out 2 washers. And then at the end of the build, these washers will go back into the big box, and then hopefully I don't lose any. And I'm trying to keep my screws and washers on the instruction manual so that they don't roll off the table or skid off the table or slide off the table. I can open up this bag a little bit more. I didn't do it as well as I would have liked. Did some Googling. I can't find the size of this kit when assembled. Tell you it is 670 pieces. Yeah, I don't doubt it. This is a big kit. This is the 160 scale. It is tall. It is large. It is in charge, and I'm excited to build it. Like I said, I've only done one perfect grade before, and that was a long time ago. And of course, I wasn't talking on the stream when I did it. I had trouble with my own cheat wet method, but that works. Great, so we got that, and then we took the 2 screws out of this, so this is gone. I'm going to put this on the floor, so I don't need it. And then, all right, so this goes on here like this. And it goes around like that, and then I put this down, this in there, line up on one side, make sure that it's going through everything. And then gotta put my washer on the other side. I'm doing my best to make sure that I'm doing this properly. And then I'm gonna screw it in from this side. Alright, we're doing it. So Pat just started building Gundams, and my last kit had extra parts. So yes, you're gonna have some parts that are like not common parts that you wouldn't have from other kits in case you lose some stuff. Beyond the fact that you're gonna have like extra hands, like way too many hands, especially the higher grade kits, your master grade kits. You're gonna have like sometimes the PC pieces, which are the rubber pieces that are connectors. You're gonna have some extra of like ones that, like, if you dropped it, it would be worthless. It's not like Lego, where Lego gives you a lot of extra, but you are going to have some extra parts. Yeah, that's not uncommon, which is very beneficial. Like, sometimes you wish that a piece, that you kind of like cut weird or whatever, you wish that it had been duplicated, but oftentimes it is super helpful. Master grades mark unused parts at the beginning of the manual. Oh, that is true, Mr. Bob. You're not wrong. They do that. Ronald is saying that this thing's about a foot tall when done. And that's nonsense and wonderful and great and stupid. And what are we doing here? It's a very tall kit. All right, so we do to the other side, which we just did here, where we're going to assemble, make sure that it's all lined up right, put our screw through, all the way through, put our washer on, and then screw it into place. And what I'm doing here is I'm holding the washer in my hands. Can't see that, but I'm holding where my forefinger is where the washer is, so that I'm putting some pressure on it, so that it doesn't move, and that my screw can go in to place. And then I'll just move it when I need to. Simple, easy stuff, but should hopefully help out a lot with this. Great. And these move around. This all jumbles together in some weird thing. I don't quite know why. So we built 2 of these, so we'll put those aside. Those are built. And now we can move on. Now we can move on to step 2. Oh, this is going to be such a build. Such a long, great build. All right, so we got some L's, and we need R. So I'm going to go and find my R. I still don't know what any of these sheets look like, so this takes a little while here until I get used to them. No, it's not that. What label's U, T, U, V. So that should be R. Nope, that's Q. This is R. Here's R. Oh, yeah. Nope, these are N. Okay. Well, where's R? This R? This is R. Nope, that's S. Man, I thought I put these in the right order. Yeah, like I said, it's going to take me a little while to get used to what these sheets look like and what they correspond to. I don't know where R is. Alright, well, hold on a second. Let me figure this out. So these are L, so I need R. Alright, I'm going to have to figure out what R is. Hold on. A. That's C. Talk amongst yourselves. Silly question. Uh, the box orbs? Well, here it is. It doesn't. It's the width plus of the table. It's shorter. It's smaller than the table. It's not good on camera. It's big. It's a very big box. As soon as I saw it, I knew exactly what it was, and I was like, "Who bought this?" And Steve was like, "Open the gift first before It's like, no, I know who bought this. Like, I know which one of y'all purchased this monstrosity. All right, so I still don't know what R is, and I'm looking right now. So I got O here. We got Q. Is this R? This is R. Okay. Silver-looking pieces. Fake chrome. The box is a weapon. It's so huge, which is great, because I was just complaining about how there's I got a master kit in the mail, the Buster Gundam, and I don't like the box. It's like, I don't know if the Gundam's going to fit in it. Like, this Gundam, even though it's huge, will still fit in the box with all the old sheets. So this is our, like, fake chrome-looking pieces here. They're still plastic. They just look chrome, which is cool. So I need R1 and R1. I'll need 4 R1s. So we'll pop those out. Yeah, no, Steve had it gift wrap, which I think is hilarious and unnecessary. And it was just in a big green bag. But as soon as I saw the box, I was like, he bought me one of the perfect grades. I don't know which perfect grade he bought, but he bought me a perfect grade. Like, I knew right away. It was silly in the best way possible. Steve Lynn is a wonderful person, and I'm so thrilled that he purchased this kit so that I get to build it for everybody, and 2, that the pressure's off. No one ever has to buy me a kit, a perfect grade. But also, the nice thing about this perfect grade is that it's going to take weeks to build, which means that that plus the other 2 kits that came in the mail and the one that I purchased myself, I've got a backlog now. I've got a nice backlog of kits, so that's very comforting and helpful. Okay, so that goes on here like that. This goes like this. This goes like this. And of course, we'll do this again on the other side. We're just making sure that we are doing this properly. That goes low. So a lot of these are small pieces, so I'm going to do my best not to be mad at them if, like, things pop out or take a little long time or don't quite sit right, because my large hands aren't doing the job right or that kind of thing. I'm going to try to be very cool about it. All right, and then that goes like this. Yeah, all right, did it. Okay, we did it. It's very fun because I'm like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what these do. I don't know why I'm building it like this. Which is always fun. And then when I start putting it all together, it'll all click into place and be like, oh, that's what that was. But right now, I don't know what any of this is. Hang on to the boxes. No, I keep all the boxes. All my kits live in boxes. The only kit that doesn't live in a box right now is the what do you call it? The Millennium Falcon doesn't fit in that box. So I keep that on top of it because it looks rad too. Gumbo boxes because the art is often great. Yeah, they're a great place to store because I don't have anything on display right now. I should put on my I might put my my desk sites on display. I think that might do that. But yeah, also, as you all know, when I hit certain milestones, Twitch subscribers, not Twitter, Twitch. When I hit certain Twitch milestones, the plan is to to raffle things off. I've done raffle 3 times, and I'm gonna keep being able to do that. Zorb's here in the chat. Zorb's just got their kits in the mail. So the idea is that eventually I will have sent out all of, I'll be sending kits out. The next goal is 50 subscribers. We are currently at 27, so we got a ways to go before we get to 50. I might make it at 40 as an incentive, but yeah. I don't have any display cases, no. So I just got back into the habit of building these things in July. I just have some shelves where I'm keeping my kits, and I've run out of space there. So I'm going to start moving all my kits to other shelves that I'm not using right now. That's the plan anyway. Okay, so we built these things. Not really sure why or what they're for, but we built them. We'll put them aside. We got a piece that I cut out by mistake or clipped out by mistake. All right, so we're going to need M, and we're going to need more L, but we're going to also need M. So let me find M. This is somebody sent me, I forget who, I apologize if you're in the chat, and I apologize, sent me an organizer, like an aftermarket organizer that people use for sheets that might be not, it might be too much, this kit might be too much for that project, but it did interest me. So I'm going to take a look at it and see if there's the possibility of that might make sense to kind of like have a bunch of labeled spots for sheets and then pull them out. So I'm not sure. Yeah, so like right now I have a bunch of boxes with stuff in it, kind of in order of build, and then I have one section with boxes of stuff that I haven't built on stream yet, so that I can kind of keep track of where all those are. And then I have my Millennium Falcon basically on top of its box, on top of everything else on display. I want to display, when I'm done with the hover tank, and I've gotten all my Star Wars Lego done, that in the batch of the Star Wars Legos that came out, I'd like to put that out on display. Because I like to take all those out and take a photograph of them, because I think that would be very cool to show off. So we put L2 here. I think that would be cool, and I think people would be interested in that. Okay, so we got to take L2 here. We're going to put that on this. Oh yeah, so if you have Twitch Prime and you're not subscribing, please consider giving me a subscription. If you have Amazon Prime and you don't use Twitch Prime, get Twitch Prime. So Twitch Prime means that you don't have to watch ads, but you can have your ad blocker off, and you still support channels as if that they were running ads, which is very beneficial to the streams that you like. Also, a thing with Twitch Prime is the reward that came out today that's available for a little while is if you have Twitch Prime, what you need to do is download Headlander for free, because it's free. I'm going to go up here and look at it again, make sure I'm not wrong. Yeah. Prime Loot Headlander. Full game for Windows, January 25th to January 31st. So claim your offer. If you don't have, that's totally worth $5 for the month. If you already own Headlander, well, you made the right choice. But that's my, yeah, if you don't have Twitch Prime, I recommend it. I think it's totally worth getting. Okay, so then we need M24. But that's just, that's just my opinion. That it's totally worth the price. But yeah, subscribing would be great. I'd love to bump up my subscription numbers and get more people to know about what I'm doing here, and get more people to check out my streams. That's a big goal for me this year. Is there must be another M, because I am only seeing, I'm not seeing what M24 is. I've got M20, 21, 22, 23, and I've got M26. So there must be another M. Now I have to go and hunt and find M. Where M24 would be. This is S. All right, so we're hunting for M. My assumption is that it is somewhere. I wonder if M24 is on another sheet. That occasionally happens. It's rare that it does that. But, yeah, I don't see it, so. We're going to dig around a little bit. Take a second, figure this out, look at the chat. Channel is the reason you got Amazon Prime. Well, that's awesome. Here's N. It's not N24. No. No, that's go 24 there. And here's N again. Here's I. Also I. Yeah, I mean, it's a good deal. But yeah, I'd like to bump up my subscription numbers. $5 gets you that Bear Cave emote. And, you know, you can have notifications and all that. Puts you in a cool club of cool people. I legitimately don't know where this piece lives. Because this is Q. Yeah. I'm looking for M24, and I don't see it. And that's weird. Cause it's not. Is it on? No, that's not what that is. That's so weird. All right, so I am going to go and look this up. Wing Gundam. Perfect grade M24. Let's see if it pops up real fast. Amazon links, eBay, Gunpla. Let's see. Ooh, the Otaku Journalist. Like, well, I'm being mean by making fun of their name. But let's see. No, it's not. It's not helping me here. Can't figure this out. You were in Ireland. Oh, play games. That's awesome. I didn't know you're in Ireland. That rules. All right, so I don't know where M24 is. This is weird. So I'm gonna go through one more time. Look at all our numbers. 11. Okay, I found it. It's in the very center of the clip. It does all the numbers right, and then it just does that. I hate that so much. It's the thing I am most frustrated with. It's like if you're going to be in number order from left, down to right, down, don't do that. All right, this is also a very tiny piece, so I'm going to hopefully not lose it. Great. Clipped it out. It's very tiny. Teeny tiny. But I found it. That was really annoying. Sorry for that. Finding the next one when I build the other part will not be as hard because I have now found it. Alright, so this goes like this. Like I said, this is all like me figuring this out. First time working on perfect grade in years. First time with a modern perfect grade. And, alright, so we need that. That goes there. And then we need 12 and 15. But at least we found it, right? It was annoying, but we found it. When I have to do the LEDs and some weird stuff, I'm definitely going to do some research on the web and try to figure out some stuff about what I got to do. Because I don't want to really screw things up when it comes to that. Because, instructions are in Japanese. Not a big deal when you're just, like, finding numbers and stuff, but could be bad. No, Lashbrook, people from all over. I really appreciate it that we've had lots of Canadians. We have Finland, Sweden, we have Australia, a few Australians in the mix. So it's all real cool and nice, and I appreciate everybody from hanging out. Yeah, so I mentioned Twitch. I'd like to get my Twitch numbers up a little bit as I attempt to get partner. That's the goal. That goal is tough, right? Because I have to hit a certain amount of number of hours. I'm hitting the consistency. but I'm attempting to do something that's pretty tough, which is get my viewer count up consistently and move towards actually being partner, which would open up a lot of doors for more people checking out the streams and more opportunities for me to do the streams at different places and increasing the income, which means I could devote more time to it. Yeah, so I'll say this now. I'm going to send a message out to subscribers and all that, but I'm going to be doing a. Did I do this right? Let's see. This goes here. I don't think I did this right. Wait. It looks like. Yes, I did it right. Okay, great. I'm going to be doing a bonus stream, a gaming stream on Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern to 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. 3 p.m. Eastern to 5:30 Eastern. That's this coming Monday. Let me look at the date. That is on the 29th of January. I said I was going to do a bonus stream this month. I'm waiting until the 29th of January to do it. That's because I had, some PC problems and stuff like that, trying to get that settled, laptop stuff taken care of first before I could do my other thing. But now that I have that straightened out, I am gung-ho about doing a game stream. I'm going to play some Hearthstone. I'm going to play some Shirt KO, TKO, I should say. Shirt KO. TKO, I'm going to play a few Jackbox things with chat if there's enough people in the chat. If not, I'll play Hearthstone while I'm waiting for more people to pop in. That's the plan anyway. All right, so this got to go like this. As always, figuring this out as I go. And then that goes in there. That goes in there. And then this goes... Where does this go? Oh, this goes like this. Okay. Got it. All right, I figured this thing out. Cool. And then I need M8 and M9. Okay. Yeah, I would. Oh yeah, YouTube. So the nice thing about the good and bad about YouTube. I'll talk about that. I'll get in depth that. Real quick, I'll say play games, Patty. I've been rocking. I've got a druid deck that I really like. It's just a ramp big druid. But I've got two versions of that. I got a wild version. I've got a standard version. And then I play a lot of wild because it's just fun. So I still have my Giants deck. I still have my Naga Giants deck, which is a nonsense deck, and it's weird. But that's my main deck right now. And I play a little bit whatever. I'm still trying to make. I've been making tweaks to it. I'm still trying to make minionless hunter work, and it just won't. So I'm not going to worry about it because I tried, but it's just not good. It's just not what I wanted to do. So to go into YouTube, I lucked out in the fact that I have long-houred content, which is 404ing it videos, and I've been doing it long enough that a bunch of people watch those videos. They're popular, which is great. So I hit the number of hours. I hit the number of subscribers. I'm not going to get departnered on YouTube, which is great. But I have never earned enough money to get a check from Google. Never. Because my 404ing it videos, although, popular and long and great, well, that's not my content, right? That's me talking on content. And it is transformative, and it should be fine. But because I don't want to have any marks on my content or any problems, I just have, so when I don't fight it. I don't fight when people are like, that's my content. And I'm like, well, great. You put ads on it, you get the money. So I've never made a dime off of any of my videos for 404ing it. Which is most of the videos I make online. So right now, it's just like a thing I do, and I put stuff on YouTube, and it's the archive, and it's fine. Maybe someday I'll make enough. So while it didn't negatively affect me as much as it's negatively affected many other people, to which I'm sorry to hear, it is mostly just like oh, yeah, okay. Like, it just doesn't affect me like it affects other people. Like, it's just not a thing I have to worry about because I don't ever plan, like, I don't think I'm ever going to make enough money on on YouTube. Like I just don't. It's just not the that method of income just doesn't match up with like how I do things. So I don't really think about it. All right. Well, this goes like this, and then this is gonna go like that. When I do the other side of this, it'll work a lot better and a lot faster, as with all my builds. This is nothing different. I just, yeah, not quite sure how this lines up. I'm trying to get it to work right. I'm not sure. It's also possible that I did something wrong, because, you know, why wouldn't have I? Why wouldn't have I done something wrong? So, you know, it is what it is. We're figuring it out. I'm going to try to build stuff over here so you can actually see. Car repair videos for older cars. We don't get the hours I need now. Code videos, a bit in editing. That seems rotten. Yeah, I mean, I know. It all seems rotten. I think they're attempting to solve a very important problem, but they're solving it by having less people be able to be partner, which is not the solution to, hey, we got to demonetize scumbags. Like, making it so that it's harder to become partner isn't the solution to this problem. It's like, hey, you need a better platform. Like, you need like better rules and more consistent monitoring, and less algorithms and more people. And I think, like, you know, and then we've got some cultural work to do, but that's kind of besides the point. All right, great. So we put that in. Now we're going to put some screws in. These are 8 here. All right, 8 is by itself. So I'm going to be able to open this up and get in there. YouTube is pretty rotten. I mean, there's some great stuff on there. I watch some really cool content. I have a YouTube Red account, which I do not watch much original content. Where to Find a Dead Bot, or Rob Hubel has a series on there that's really cool that I really like in YouTube Red. But mostly I've stayed away from YouTube Red, and I've only just used the service, which means I don't have to see ads, but ads count for creators. But I do like, you know, some stuff on YouTube, but mostly the culture of I am a YouTube personality is pretty terrible. There are plenty of people that are like, hey, I do this thing, and then I put it on YouTube, and I did well. Like, I don't necessarily think he's the greatest guy in the world, but this guy, Acolyte, is like a good streamer of PUBG. He's done a bunch of games, including PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, people were so hot to watch it that his streams have blown up, and he's done very well for himself because of it. And that's awesome. He's one of those people that like did so well that one of the people that he plays with streams started doing better just because people were interested in more content, and so they like followed a friend of his to their YouTube, which is awesome. And it's people getting paid, and I'm all about being excited when people get paid. Yeah, there are some good YouTube success stories, you know. So, but overall, it's pretty bad. Stream got me to finally get around entering Lilith's code that Japan could pay. Oh yeah, that is pretty cool. So much contemplation the other day that no human. Oh yeah, I agree with you, Ronald. But yeah, but even partnered, there's still so much content. Even when they get rid of plenty of partners, it's not going to fix it. So I might have put these screws in wrong. But I don't know if that is a problem or not. We'll find out. But this might be... It might have been that I was supposed to put the screws in on the other side, so I'm going to take one out and see if it goes in easier. Because right now what I'm running into is I'm trying to screw this in, and I'm getting resistance, which I shouldn't be getting. I should just want to screw in and then hold the line. And as always, this isn't Japanese, so it's not the easiest thing in the world to figure out what I'm doing wrong when I'm doing something wrong. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. Like, yes, it's going to deter some garbage people from doing it, but the popular garbage people won't be affected by by these rule changes. Just up and coming awful people will be affected. So they still have more work to do, and hopefully they will. Hopefully they're engaging with the right parts of the community to figure out what else they can do to make things better. All right, so let's just screw that in. This is the right side. I just have to give it a little more oomph. I figured it out. And a little more oomph. It's great. We're doing a lot of inner working layered things. I'm not even sure what we're building right now, but it's coming together. Just gotta get in there. All right. Okay. Together. So this goes here. We got more screws coming in, which is fine. Got a lot more to do here, so we'll keep moving. We're keeping it going, keeping it moving. We gotta find S, which I don't know what S is. It's R. Oh, got it. Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully YouTube will open up partnership again in the future once they realize that this didn't actually change anything. Because I know there are some people that are just like, they were still making an income. They were actually making enough money to get it. They just didn't. That was because they were being consistent, but they just weren't hitting the hours, or they had low subscriber numbers. But you know, their state of living right now, it was still fine. So hopefully, some people who are in some trouble with it, will make out okay. And like I said, YouTube is kind of an afterthought. YouTube's good because there are people that can't watch it live that like to watch the archive stream on YouTube, which is great. Shout out to the people that are watching it on YouTube right now. Hello. But yeah, I know that it's not the current solution is not a real solution. Okay. So we're gonna take one of these. I want to thank everybody who's joining me today. We're gonna take a break for a second. We're going until 9:30 p.m. It's almost 9, so it's time for me to plug some stuff. First off, my Patreon. The archive of this will go to Patreon first tonight, shortly after the stream, and everyone else tomorrow. I always try to send out stuff there. I'm going to send a message out to all my patrons there. Like I said, I made a Q&A video. Once a month I make a Q&A video just for my patrons. It'll never be released to anybody else. Amazon wish list. I'm doing pretty good. Maybe a Lego kit would be nice. It'd be nice to get a Lego kit off there. There's some Zoids on there. Like I said, there's I put a couple action figure things. There's a better version of this microphone, like an expensive, way better version of what I'm using right now. It'd be kind of cool to have that, but I'm not like crying if I don't, but I put it up there because maybe somebody doesn't want to buy me a kit, but they would do that. Same thing if you're like, I got a couple bucks that I could give you so you could buy kits, you could do that with my coffee. But yeah, we're going to go to 9:30 p.m. so we get another 35 minutes of streaming. And then here is information on Emerald City Comic Con. I'm doing 2 things there, 2 panels. I'll put it in there. That's my next performance. Next time you can see me live. Emerald City Comic Con on the 3rd at 6:30 p.m. Is Oni Press Comics Friends Play Secret Hitler. Some great people doing that. DJ Kirkland's doing it. A couple people that are of note that work for Oni, that make the Rick and Morty comic, that work on Assassinistas, a bunch of stuff. And then on Sunday, I'm doing How Do I Human, which is a great thing. It's the Friendshipping podcast, do a panel, which is pretty good. Emerald City was stuff there. So I do have plans. I got to look at my Patreon, actually. I was asked if I'm going to open up a P.O. box. And that was the plan, was I was going to get a P.O. box once I think that's tied to one of my goals, and I actually don't remember what it was, so I'm going to look that up real quick. I apologize. That's silly of me. It is tied to a goal. Oh, yeah. That's yeah, that's Probably that's at like the $300 a month goal. I'll be able to do that. I could probably swing it if I hit $150 when I open up my other day of streaming. I'm at 104 right now, at 150, but I should have a PO box that's just like it's a monthly cost that I should just eat, so that people can send stuff, and that way I would have things from my Amazon wish list that would be sent there instead of where they're being sent now. It's probably for the best that I get that, and then I could put that on the Twitch dashboard and all that. Yeah, you're not wrong. That's something I certainly could do. Oh, also, if you don't follow me on here, if you just kind of follow me off Twitter, like, give me a follow, give me a subscription if you can. That kind of stuff helps. Always send me photos if you're working on projects. Send it to my Twitch. But yeah, I'll look into seeing about getting a PO box locally here and how much that would be, because it's something that I've definitely considered. I just haven't done. All right, so I need R2, one of my R2s. Yeah, so we're going to go until 9:30, so we'll get back into building stuff here. It's so weird because it's like the details of this are so great, but I literally don't know what we're working on right now. I mean, I know we're working on the arm, but like, what part of the arm is this? Is like a funny thing that I just don't know. This is weird. So I have to basically have to, we put this together, and I have to shove this up into here, basically. And I don't like doing it because it's weird. But it'll snap into place pretty easily. It's another one of our chrome pieces here. Okay. Look at this again. Whoop, what we got here? Oh, Hygarian just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Welcome back, Hygarian. Life goal, be popular enough to be able to do giant bomb style mailbag videos. Yeah, Smash Mouth. It is fun. I'm going to shoot another one tomorrow. Hi, Hygarian. Welcome back. Thank you for subscribing with your Twitch Prime token. That's very kind of you. Yeah, if you've got a Twitch Prime token that you're not using for other streams, you can always send it my way. But yeah, I've got 2 packages that I opened that I'm going to talk about on stream tomorrow. Not on stream, on video that will go up for my Patreon backers tomorrow, and then everyone else will get that on Saturday. But it's 2 more kits that came in the mail. 2 kits that I mentioned in my Patreon Q&A. So it's awesome that I now have them. This is being a real butt. I don't apologize for my language, but this is being a whole butt. And I'm not doing it right. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong. The idea is that I'm like, I've got this piece here. And I've got this silver piece. And it's supposed to I just shove it up there, and then it kind of locks into place the way it's designed. And it's not doing that. And that's being annoying. It's being a real butt. I know what it wants me to do. I know what it's supposed to be. It just isn't doing it. It's being real rude. Yeah, so yeah, we're here for another half an hour, and on Saturday I'll be back again at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And then, as I said, next Monday, 3 p.m. till 5:30 p.m. Eastern, an afternoon gaming stream. Play some games. I'll play some Hearthstone, talk about some silly decks that I've made on Hearthstone. We'll do some Jackbox party games. If people have, people are into that. If there's enough people to chat. If there's not enough people to chat, then I'll just play that they want to do it. Then I'll just play more Hearthstone because that's easy, and build some decks and kind of describe what those decks do, which is I enjoy. I have fun doing that. Okay, so gosh, this came apart now. Might be easier with it apart to figure out what I'm doing wrong. I'm really annoyed because I'm trying to get some progress done today or tonight before we wrap. And I might have hit a dead end here. Just doesn't seem to be a good way to do this, and that's weird. Oh! Okay. I'll put this aside. I'm going to reassemble this other half next. I figured it out. So I thought I had to shove this piece all inside this piece. I just have to shove it up, and then the other half sticks out. Like, it's not hard at all. It's literally nothing. I was doing way more than I needed to. It's legitimately not a big deal. That's silly. Okay, great. It just slides in there. It doesn't stay, so I don't know. Still might be wrong. Just gonna go in there. Okay, yeah. So that was silly. I thought it was much more. I thought it was much more complicated than it is, which is very goofy on my end. All right, we're moving on. Let's find S. Pat, we opened kits of things other than Lego and giant fighting robots. Yeah, so I put a couple model kits in my Amazon wish list that are like Darth Vader and a Stormtrooper. I'm going to put some Dragon Ball Z figures. I'd like to do some figure model kit builds because I think that would be kind of cool. Some statue kind of like model kit, like full bodies or busts. I think that would be cool. I think that would be a cool thing I like to do. So I am going to put a few more of those on my wish list. I should say this. You can always send me a tweet with a link to something on Amazon if you'd love to see me build it on the stream. You could always send me a link and be like, hey, you should build this. And I could put it on my wish list if you want to purchase it, or I could pick it up on my own if there was a high demand for it. I'd certainly be willing to do that. But yeah, I love Gundam, and I love Star Wars Lego. Those are kind of the Lego that I like right now. So I've been focusing on those where I haven't been focusing on other kits. But I'm certainly open to it. I got those Zoids because I like building robots. I wouldn't mind necessarily doing something historical or that kind of thing. I could be convinced to do quite a few different builds. But I know that people enjoy Gundam, myself included. So I do a bunch of Gundam because I know that people like it. But yeah, I could certainly do some other things. Wouldn't be opposed to it. I dropped a piece. I'm going to try to find it later. I'll just make sure that I remember I got to pick this up because there's more of it. So one thing I did want to talk about, a little bit of anime talk while we're here. Today's the stuff that came out today that was very good is Laid Back Camp continues to be wonderful. Today was kind of a building episode. Not a lot happened in it, but there were some good friendship moments. They're building up the outdoor club's friendship stuff. They're getting ready for their first camping excursion together. So it was very cute and fun. So I need L7 and L8. So that was great. And How to Keep a Mummy was very cute. Introduction of a new character that'll make more of an appearance soon, it looks like. And that was adorable. Really into that show still. That show is still very cool and cute. Overlord is still interesting because it's still focusing on the lizard men, and I'm supposed to want them to be slaughtered, I think, because it would make sense that I would want that because because I'm supposed to root for the bad guy, the main characters, Ainz Al Ghul, but I'm like, oh man, I hope these lizard people make it out okay. They're pretty cool, so it's weird. And then, what did I watch? I started, and I'm probably going to stop something. Let me look it up. We'll talk about it. Let me find my cue. Okay. Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody. I talked about it on Twitter a little bit because it has a nonsense name. So Death March, the name Death March comes from the concept of the death march towards finishing a design of a video game. Because most of the first episode, or a good part of the first episode, is looking at this 30-something-year-old game designer working on Crunch. And it was like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's kind of interesting. And then it does what, of course, it does. Is that there's a mythical, magical world that's loosely based on the video game that this guy was working on. And then this guy gets sucked into it. He's de-aged, and he perceives the world as a video game. No one else does. Everyone else just perceives it as a fantasy world. And so he's instantly really good at what he's doing. And there are some female characters that are very much interested in him because, of course, they are. And it's like another one of those anime wish fulfillment type shows. And so I was like, okay, I don't know. Like, there is a time and place for the good at everything character in an anime. I just don't know if this is the time and place for it. So I'm watching it, but I could bounce off that show at any point, and I would not feel bad. All right, so this goes on here. This goes like this. Where does this go? So this goes on here. This goes like this. I'm saying like this a lot, and I apologize for that, but I'm not quite sure what I need to be doing here 100%, so I'm trying to make sure that I do it right. I think that's right. And then I need, that has to go in like that. I'm trying to do, so you can see me working on stream. Apologize for that. And then this would slip in like this. Stop talking. I know I stopped talking. I'll get back on track in a second. We're really building a skeleton here, like doing a lot of parts design here. But okay. Whew. All right, then we're gonna put a screw through somewhere. I gotta figure out where that goes. This is looking cool though. We're getting a lot of like stuff we're never going to see because there's armor on it, but they're putting a lot of work into it, which I appreciate, but also like, okay, like, come on. All right, so I got to put a screw, and I got to put a nut in there. So we're looking at 13 and 14. So this is 13. 11 is just that. So this is 13. Okay. What's going on here? Gate. Oh, yeah, Gate was yeah. Yeah, I don't love Gate. There's some interesting things to be said about Gate. But yeah, I wasn't super thrilled with that show. Yeah, so like Recreators, and I hate my girlfriend Dex. Yeah. So Overlord is weird because it really does want you to like you're supposed to want Ainz Al Ghul to like devastate the land and take it over and protect the legacy and all this other fun junk. That's like, you know, part of the story is like being real into it. But at the same time, you're also like, this third season, they're just introducing all these characters, and they're like, is it this guy cool? Be a real shame if this character was murdered and turned into an undead nightmare. But whatever. Here we go. It's like, what? Wait, what? What's happening? All right, so I got to find bag 14. I don't know where bag 14 is. I think bag 14 isn't here. Is it a bag of bags? Man, I don't know. All right, so we're opening this bag up. We're going to find out. Bag 14. Found bag 14. There are so many bags of little tiny things. This is ridiculous. All right, so bag 14. We're going to open bag 14. Mr. Galway's trying to make... oh, did 14 just come out? Let me ask you, Kaun, is 14 the Valentine's one episode because I've seen that. But if Valentine's was the 13th, then I haven't seen the 14th. Good night, Play Against Patty. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so let me know, Count, if episode 14 is the Valentine's one, the one where they're making chocolates. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, there's some really great stuff to it. It is a hard sell because you have to tell people about the Twister stuff, which is rough. It's weird. But for the most part, that show is cute and wonderful. It just has a little bit of weird to it. It's sometimes hard to sell, but I do enjoy it. I do overall enjoy that show. I gotta work down on the table. I keep working above the table. I apologize. All right. So we'll put our thumb to lock that in place, and then screw this in here. Hot Spring / Valentine. Okay, yeah. So I did see that episode. All right. It must have just came out officially because it was. I think I watched the fan sub of it when that came out. But it's good they put the 14th up there. My favorite show of last year. Well, I love New Game 1 and 2, but my favorite was Interviews with Monster Girls. And Interviews with Monster Girls, I used to be able to say, Will Smith is hosting. Oh, for the end, but that's fine. Thank you very much, Will. I used to be able to say, well, there's nothing I can't recommend about Interviews with Monster Girls, but the 13th episode, which is the OVA in between seasons, ends. The after credits scene is bad and not cool and weird, and so that now I have to be like, don't watch the 13th episode because it ends weird. The beginning of it's fine, but it ends creepy and not cool, which is a shame because I really like that show. So it's frustrating to have a moment in it that I think is very, very bad. Okay, so okay, we've got to put another. We got a little bit left here. We're gonna finish this up and then probably call it on step 4. We're gonna finish step 4 and then call it most of the arm being done. We need 8 and 8. All right, let me get an 8 out here. Yeah, I love Interviews with Monster Girls. I think it's such a cute, fun, slice of life show that also has lots of weird monsters. Right now, Laid Back Camp is my favorite show of the season so far, and with How to Keep a Mummy coming in at number 2. I mean, I will probably really watch a ton of Overlord as it goes. I'm just kind of giving it a little bit of time. Oops, I dropped one. I'm gonna find it. Overlord, I'm gonna give, like I said, another shot. I like it. It's kind of being a weird season, focusing on characters that I, still don't really care about. But it's still an engaging show, so I'll give it. I'm gonna keep watching, and then let's see what else is there. I don't know if there's anything else that I'm super into this season. Sanrio Boys seems good. It's gonna get real, quote unquote. But yeah, it seems pretty good, solid. All right, so we put a screw in here. Then we need E18 and we need B4. Here's B4. You know what? I haven't watched A Place Farther Than the Universe. I'm going to have to check that out. It's in my queue. I just haven't watched it yet. But Laid Back Camp, or Yuru Camp, is so cute and so nice and so positive and fun. This latest episode was a little slow, but still had a lot of good gags in it. A lot of fun stuff in it that I was really into. I like those characters a lot. and I like their interactions. So I was on board, and I'll love to watch more of it. Yeah. So we're just about done here. Going to put this arm. We built some armor in here. It moves and bends and does a bunch of cool stuff. And we're putting it in. Basically, you're going to lock it into place here. So this goes up. That goes. That. All right. Huh. And oh yeah, I want to make sure I put this on right the first time so that I'm not doing it second. All right, cool. That just kind of locked into place. And that pops up. That's cool. All right. So that's what we did. This is the work we've done today. But we got a lot done with it, and we'll do some more building soon. I want to thank you for joining me today. But we're gonna wrap up for the day. I've got to pick up some pieces that fell on the floor, and do that quickly so that they don't move around my apartment and I lose them forever. Yeah, Card Captor is good, but I think Card Captor builds, so I think it's going to take a while to get great. Anyway, so that's going to do it. Let's go back to the intro. I want to thank you for joining me today. We're going to wrap up a little early so that I can clean up and get to the show that I produce that's starting very soon. I want to thank you for joining me tonight. Good night. Thanks for watching the stream. We're back on Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will basically finish this arm, and then we will work on the other arm. And do basically what we did here, but on the other side. So thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. New Patreon video tomorrow on Friday for backers of the other two kits that came in the mail. And then on Saturday, everybody will be able to get that. But thanks for joining me. Have a great evening, or afternoon, or morning. Goodbye.